Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It is fantastic to have you... Where are you going? It's fantastic to have you here because we're working on this. This is going to be the world's coolest screwdriver. It's made out of Damascus. Will is doing an amazing job working on the steel on it. This is going to be the coolest thing ever to hit the head of a screw. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoy.
So here's where we're at. The few things that we need to fix are, first off, we definitely can't use any of these holes because, look, they're super off-centered. No matter how hard we tried, just couldn't get them centered there. What I'm going to do before I drill the other perimeter holes is I'm going to fix up, you can see that front shoulder on the bolster is a little bit bowed out, so I'm going to fix that, and then I'm going to go through and drill the perimeter pinholes. So in order to be able to true up that bolster area, I'm going to take this square file and make it into a safe edge file. Basically just by grinding off the teeth on one side and making it nice and flat so that I can not be grinding into the tang area while I square up that bolster. Okay, so I've got those shoulders all filed down, so we're ready to heirloom fit in those Cocobolo scales.
This thing is looking great, Will. You got the perimeter pins in.
Yep.
What is the next step?
Next step is for you to go ahead and drill a hole so that you can slam some gems in there, and then we'll heat treat it.
So, the gem is tapered like this. We need to be able to make sure that that sits down. So I drill a hole. I'm going to bore that hole out now while it's soft, and I'm going to make the final resting point for the gem. Montana Sapphires. Alrighty, here we go. Got my tools ready on the bench. I'm gonna mount this in the ball vise. We're gonna drill some holes with these drills, open it up with a round burr, and then use a setting burr like this. This big one here will help you get an idea of what's going on to cut the seat for the sapphire. Okay, I'm gonna be using this 3mm burr to make the final seat for the gem. The trouble is, this is a high-speed steel burr, and it likes to chatter a lot as we start, so I'm gonna start it before hardening and finish after hardening. Oh, that went okay. There we go, it's ready for hardening. Woo! Three, two, one. Uh-oh. That would have been funny. Looking good?
Yeah.
You can see the pattern?
Yeah. Ooh. All right, I'm just gonna clean this up a little bit so I can see the temper colors as we temper it. All right, we've got a nice straw color going on the tip here, and the rest is a nice gray color. So the rest of this is still hardened steel, but it's probably in the low 40s Rockwell, whereas this is gonna be in the probably somewhere right around 59, 60 Rockwell, which is about knife hardness or so. It's now time to move on to those scales I'm gonna be putting on. I'm gonna be using some Cocobolo for that. This is a beautiful cut of Mexican Cocobolo, so it's super orange, super dense, oily wood. So gonna go ahead and take it to the bandsaw and cut that out, and then cut it in half, even them out on the sander, and then I'll start fitting them up onto the tang and bolster. Okay, so here's where we're at. I made up one scale for the screwdriver, and after I had it fit up and kind of rough shaped, I noticed that one of the corners on it was already kind of rounded from the original bandsaw cut. It was from that corner right there. So I rounded off the other corners to match to see if it would look all right. It just really doesn't. So what I think I'm gonna try to do is cut the second scale that I had cut up in half and see if I can turn that into 2 scales for this guy. And if not, we've got some other options that would make a beautiful handle for this. Well, all right, I messed that up. So onto a set of even nicer handle material scales, some Honduran rosewood.
update, Will?
So we've got the Honduran Rosewood Scales all fit up. It's looking good. Just getting ready now to take your pretty necklace and...
Pardon me, this is a gangster gold chain.
Okay there, buddy.
We need gold. This is gonna get some twisted gold. This is some 24 karat, so 99.9% fine gold. Ooh, wire. It's right now 0.5 millimeter thick. We're gonna thin it down so it'll get longer so that we can twist it, ready for us to inlay it. Right here is a wire draw plate. So what there are a number of holes in here. You put it in increasingly smaller holes, you draw it through, the metal gets extruded down into a thinner cross section. That is a lot more wire than we started with. This wire is now this long. We started with like 28 inches or so. It's a significant increase in length. We started with 0.5 millimeters of wire. It's now only 0.4 millimeters, and it's already increased in length so much. That is a lot of gold wire. Okay, so I've got it folded in half. We're gonna clamp it in the vise in some leather jaws. Hopefully that holds it. Here's the nifty little tool. Gonna grab a drill over here. This will go in the drill and allow us to twist the wire. Just for reference, right now, the individual pieces of wire are 0.3 millimeters thick. I think I might anneal it once it started to twist. The twist started, so I am now gonna anneal it and melt it. Okay, we're gonna get ready to twist it again. So we definitely should have annealed this first, because we now have to use a little bit of heat to tease this to get softer in certain places to even out the bend. Haha, that looks beautiful. We have ourselves a beautiful piece of twisted gold wire.
Well, now that we've got this gold wire all twisted up, I can begin to carve the channels that they're gonna sit in between the scales and the tang here. So here is where we are at. We've got the handle scales fit. We've got the gold wire fit up into the handle scales. We've got one satin finished twisted mosaic Damascus screwdriver ready to be etched. We'll then scrub out those oxides, etch our maker's marks into either side. Alec is gonna set the gems in it. Then we'll scrub out those oxides and throw it in some coffee for the final etch before the final glue up and assembly. Okay, so the screwdriver's been sitting in here for about half an hour now. Time to take it out. Oh, hot dog. All right, so here's the dealio. Now that the screwdriver has been deep etched, we're ready to etch our maker's marks into it. They come in the form of these stencils right here, and they've been laser etched out so that the white part, you can etch through it with this little machine right here. So this machine runs an electrical current through the material, and it creates a small arc, and so it does a deep etch into that, and so that's how we get our maker's marks into fine pieces like this.
Will has just done a phenomenal job on this so far. He's got the maker's marks etched in there with the electro etching machine. It's now on to me to do that gemstone setting. We have 2 Montana sapphires right there. We're gonna do a flush setting, but I'm gonna make myself up a burnishing tool that can fit inside my air graver first, and then we're gonna use that to seat those stones in. There's a carbide blank. We're gonna load it up into a tool holder, give it a tighten. We're gonna load it up in our sharpening jig. I'm gonna put a 260 grit diamond wheel on. We're gonna try about a 15-degree taper, bring that down a little bit to a somewhat of a chisel end. There we go, this is what we got, a little polished rounded tip. Okay, I've got it mounted between some leather in the ball vise. Okay, let's see how these stones fit so far. Okay, it's a good ways off. So let's deepen up that hole. A little bit of lube on the burr, nice and slow, since this is hard steel. Just need to widen it up a little more. Here we go. Oh, would you look at that? That is much better. Okay, it's in. It's looking pretty nice. It's time to do that bezel setting. Here we go. There we go, that's side one done. On to the next one. Hey, Will. Oh, I just degreased it.
I'm gonna degrease it again because I already touched it.
But what do you reckon of the sapphires?
I think those look absolutely incredible.
You're now gonna do a coffee etch?
That's the plan and the goal. All right, we got it on a hook. I'm gonna go ahead and make some instant coffee. And in goes the screwdriver.
More water.
There we go.
So how long is that gonna stay in there?
Be in there for about 40 minutes, and after that it's gonna be super black and white, and we'll be ready for the final fit up and glue up and assembly, and it's gonna be fantastic.
This can be the world's nicest screwdriver. I really hope that we have not created clickbait and this is indeed the world's nicest screwdriver, because this is pretty awesome, and I hope that the next time you come across a flathead screw, you can dream of this while you slip and cut your thumb open, as you inevitably do on a flathead screw.
Especially with those inferior screwdrivers that aren't made out of Damascus or have gold and jewels in them.
Exactly, but now, cut your thumb open, and you can look at these beautiful Montana sapphires while you're waiting for the blood to clot. Flathead screwdriver, nicest in the world? I think so. Will, great job. This thing looks really beautiful. Some gold wire, Montana sapphires, twisted Damascus steel. Thrilled to have been a part of this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've got any cool ideas, please throw them in the comments below. We love hearing your suggestions. It's been a pleasure as always. Congratulations. Thank you. Bye-bye.